All right, well, it's about that time. So we'll just, as people come, we'll let them in the room and we'll just go ahead and get started since we're recording. And first of all, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We are so excited that you joined Women's Weekend for First Church and are super glad that you took out of your weekends to be with us. So we're really glad that you're here. Wherever you're from, whether you're from Canada or here in Texas or anywhere in the US or the world, we're glad you're here, or watching the replay, wherever you're from, we're glad you're watching. So I'm gonna turn this music off so it's not too distracting or too loud. If you missed it when Sister Verna was closing out, if you guys have not connected with us on social media, I'm going to put some links in the chat box that will be links to all of our social media. So our Facebook page, you can connect with us at First Church of Pearland. On Instagram, it's at First Church, and YouTube, you can watch all of our archive services or even live services will be on there, and that's First Church of Pearland as well. You can do a search for that. I'm going to put the links in just a few minutes. And if you haven't connected, go follow, subscribe, and that way we can all stay connected in some way even after Women's Weekend is over, and that would be awesome. So again, we're so happy you're here, wherever you're from. And just a few room rules real quick is I'm going to keep everyone muted, like I said earlier, to avoid any of the feedback that might happen, or if anything's going on in your room, that way it won't overpower Joanne when she's giving us her awesome ideas on this quarantine stuff, activities for our family. So, and then also if you have any questions or comments, you can put them in the chat box and I'll make sure that she's aware of the questions and we'll answer them as we go. Instead of waiting to the end and have a bunch of questions, we'll just answer as we go. Okay. So, and now for the fun part. So Joanne is, my name is Greta. Sorry, I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Greta. I'm from here in from Georgia, but we moved here about 1.5 years ago, almost. And we attend First Church of Pearland. And yeah, so that's me. And Joanne is also a member of First Church in Pearland, Texas. And she is a fun, sweet, creative, awesome woman, and she is a mama of 4 girls ages ranging from 15 to 23, right, Joanne? Yeah.
Right.
So, and she's going to bring us some really awesome, fun ideas, great ideas to get your family connected and stay connected and doing fun things while you're quarantined in the house, at home with this social distancing stuff going on. So Joanne, thank you so much for being willing to share all your awesome ideas with us. And you can take it away.
Thank you so much, Greta, for introducing me again. I'm Joanne. I've been a member at First Church for just a little bit over a year now. We truly love it. We came from another church where we're there for over 20 years. So I live in Pearland, and again, my children range from 23 to 15. So it's a little bit difficult trying to get everybody in quarantine on the same page because everybody has difference of opinions. So thank you again for joining us, and hopefully we have a little link for like a little PDF file that we created with some of the things on there. So feel free to stop and ask me any questions or get clarity, anything you want. I'm an open book. Feel free. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is having a devotion with your children. It doesn't matter what age your children are. They can be, as small as 2 and as old as 23. So like right now, me and my daughters are studying. Now this is a little bit far, but we're studying the book of Revelation. So that of course perks up a lot of questions. But just, having some time to bond with them first thing in the morning. A lot of the kids are doing homework at home. So just making a specific time where you guys can connect, have them write journal questions for you guys as parents to answer, anything like that. Read a specific chapter in the Bible, read a Bible story. I mean, there's a lot of things online that you guys can do together. Just got to start somewhere. And it doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't have to be some lengthy thing to do. Just start somewhere. Start with 10 minutes. If they have questions, allow them to ask questions, answer questions for them. And that's also a good way to connect just with your children, boys and girls. And then, the next thing I had was some form of exercise for your family. Get out, ride your bikes. Usually sports usually connects children, and especially when they start playing team sports. But it's good if your children are small, and if they're older like mine, it's good to start somewhere, and it can become really competitive. I have very competitive children in my home, and so it became a little bit when the parks closed down. So we found this game called pickleball, and it's kind of played just like tennis, and you have to buy a court, and you can find the little netting from Amazon. I bought mine from Walmart. So it's kind of like a cross between racquetball, badminton, and tennis, but you can play it in the driveway of your home. So if your children are small, it comes with, if you buy the package, it comes with everything you need in the box. It's an easy setup. It's not like you have to buckle and ratchet things down or anything like that. It's easy setup. I've posted some videos online. Some of the First Church people have already asked me about that, because we've taken it from the driveway. Now they're playing it in the street because they want a bigger court, because they've come so competitive. But it teaches them, just the fundamentals of a little small racket, and it's played with a wiffle ball, so nobody will get hurt. So it's a good game for all ages. I would say anywhere from even 5 up to, if you Google it, you'll see that a lot of the elderly community and a lot of seniors play pickleball, because it's typically played on an indoor court, but it can also be played like on a tennis court. They just mark out lines, and that's where we got the driveway idea. We went out there and chalked some driveway and then made a court. So you buy a court, put it up, and it's played almost similar to tennis. So that's a good thing. Kind of new game. It's named after a dog. The dog name was Pickle, and he used to eat the balls. That's how they got the name pickleball. So Google it. Very fun game, very inexpensive to start, and it's something new, and it catches on pretty fast. You can get your grandparents involved and kids and everybody else who wants it. Let's see. Okay. Maybe I'm not muted. It said that I was muted, so I was just waiting, but I'll go back to what I was saying. So any board game, Monopoly, Life, Taboo, Heads Up, Pictionary, Phase 10, Skip Bow, Scrabble, if you want to do something while incorporating learning with, a fun game, that's always fun as well. So,
Sorry, Joanne, I'm not sure what's happening. It keeps muting you randomly.
oh no,
So I think you're good though.
you're
But
good now.
I'll
Everybody
keep an
can hear
eye
me?
on it, but it's
Okay.
muted you
Yeah, it's
randomly.
saying muted, and so I was like, oh wait, okay. So the only thing that I was talking about was like family board games. So Heads Up, Phase 10, Skip Bow, Uno, Pictionary, Scrabble. Try to do something that's fun, but also incorporates based on your kids' ages. Something they can learn, like Scrabble is a good one, Pictionary, things like that. One of the things that I did with my older daughters was I asked them, being in the house, you get to talking to your kids a lot more now. And I asked them what would be some fun things that they wanted to do while they were in the house. And one of my daughters, the 16-year-old one, came up with canvas painting. I don't know how to paint. That is not something I'm comfortable with, but that's something that she wanted to do. So she looked on Pinterest. We went and got from Walmart the little canvases, paint board, acrylic paint. We found a picture on Pinterest. So Pinterest is my go-to for a lot of things, anything fun. And we did that together. So we went to the park, and that's when, before the parks were banned for people. I think they're open now. So we went and sat under a tree, put the picture up, and she like guided us step by step. So it's just, a fun activity. We didn't, some of our paintings came out a little like, and some came out really nice. So you see, I don't have a picture to show y'all because mine was not one of them. the nice ones. But it was a good family activity. We had never done that. So it was kind of like painting with a twist, but painting in the park or painting in the backyard or painting in the front yard, wherever you decide to do it. Just, create a bonding moment. And it could be something, it can be finger paint on, regular manila paper or copy paper or whatever you have. Just find a picture to paint, let your kids paint with them together, make a canvas in a room or create a wall on your, on a wall. Ours was in the kitchen, of any paintings that your kids do, and make a mural. So that's something fun. Learn to sew. I have a daughter that can sew anything. However, my skills only go as far as sewing a button. Okay, so we had to learn to sew a little small pillow, and that was very entertaining. We also did that in the park under a tree as well while we were quarantined. So it's just about doing things that you may not normally know how to do, but getting out of your comfort zone to do it. So things that are very, very easy to sew, like a pillow, a pillowcase, baby bibs. It's just really cutting out the material and stitching it together. Some of the stuff you can even do by hand. So check some of those easy patterns out. Make sure your child is kind of age, because they will be working with needles. So make sure they're at least, or you're at least comfortable with them doing something like that. You can also, if you're not comfortable with the needle, you can do what's called a no-sew tie blanket. And that's really good if you want to, for Christmas coming up or Mother's Day or things coming up, or if you want to just gift them away to hospitals. They're just fleece blankets, and you basically don't have to do anything with them but cut them and tie them together. So you just match the material together, and instead of sewing them together, you tie them together. There's a really good tutorial on YouTube about that. They work out as wonderful gifts. Children really, really, really love to do this. And if you have older people, like grandmothers and stuff, that are like fidgety, we used to do this in the hospital with our dementia patients, because they like to fidget with their hands. So that's really good activity that even they can do. So we, like Tanil said, and like our speaker said today, she's cooked more things than she knows how to. Cooking is a great thing. Baking is, you can have a family bake off. You can make homemade pizzas for the night and have a movie night, or have a dance off in your home to music. Anything that's fun. I would say to make sure that you ask your children what they like to do, because really most of the family activities are geared towards what they like. So with them being at home and quarantined and bored, and we try in our house to do the things that my kids are missing. Like, I have a daughter that plays club volleyball and on the volleyball team, so we play a lot of volleyball here. I have one that's on the track team, so we go to the track quite often. So it's trying to get them a sense of normalcy of things that they like to do. Not so much, I don't want to be on track every day, but you have to do things that they like to do. So when they're smaller, ask them, do you like to paint? Do you like board games? Kind of find out, take those electronic games away, and do more family bonding things as you can do, and you'll develop a better relationship. So that's what we've done here. And I have teenage girls, and they all have their own personality, and they're all very, very, very different. So we have to find a happy medium. There's a group going on, I think it's with Carla Dean, with do-it-yourself home projects. We've done a lot of those. We've cleaned out closets. We've painted the inside of a garage. Don't ask about that one. That was my husband's project. We've cleaned windows. We've repaired fences. We've planted a garden. That's really good for kids too. Teach them, how to plant things. Tomatoes grow very well here. Okra. What else have we planted? That okra grows in anything. So in dirt, sand, anything. So, maybe buy something small for them, teach them a gardening skill, and have them water it, or put them on a schedule where they can watch it grow and blossom, and, kind of take pride in what they're seeing. And, then if you choose to eat it, you feel free to eat it. I was laughing because a little story, my sister-in-law had a bell pepper that grew this morning. It was literally, guys, it was like this big. She cut it up and put it in her breakfast this morning. So, I mean, she was very happy about that little bell pepper growing, but probably would have let it grow a little bit more, but it's up to you. So that's some things. We talked about the gardens. Oh, my husband said squash grows very well here too. So okra, squash, and tomatoes are good things for children to learn on. One of the things for our mamas and daddies who drink a lot of coffee, the little K-cup things the little things, if you take it out and rinse the coffee out, you rinse some of the coffee out, because some of the coffee is really good for the plants to grow with. So you can mix that with like potting soil in the coffee and then plant your seed in that. Try to get like the biodegradable ones, not the plastic ones, but the ones that are biodegradable. And then you can stick those in the ground in the garden, and it'll bloom in that, and it'll degrade itself. So you won't have to, pick up all those weeds and things like that. The next thing is for our married couples. I don't know if anyone on here is married, but have a married date night. Now, you may have to do a whole lot of work with this and get those kiddos in the bed before you actually have a date night. We actually did this in my home, where my husband decorated the game room with candle lights and tea lights and roses, and we ordered dinner, or well, he cooked dinner that day, and we went upstairs when the girls went to bed, and they actually served us. But of course, they're a little bit older, but I would, even you can start training the little ones if it's your preference. And we had it was so funny because my husband is a firefighter, so he had a fire extinguisher upstairs because of all the candles that were lit. But it was really special because we can't go anywhere, so you have to kind of think outside of the box. Adults like to date when they're married, but you can't go anywhere, so you don't want to just cook dinner and everybody eating it, and you just get in this habit of doing the same thing. So you have to really think outside of the box, be romantic. He bought flowers and everything you would need for intimate date night, and that was pretty fun. I was very surprised, and the girls kind of helped out with that. So find different ways to entertain each other, put those, kids to bed, or have them have a movie night or whatever. And, it was different, very fun. And I was surprised that we even thought outside of the box there. You can write a letter to a family member. I know everybody knows someone who doesn't live here, and a lot of our kids don't know how to formally write letters because that is really not something that they are teaching in school. So I even found out my youngest didn't know how to properly address a letter. Yeah. So I know that they don't do cursive anymore, but who knew you didn't know how to mail a letter? So if you went to the post office with your child, would your child know how to properly address the envelope? Would they know how to properly write a letter to a family member or get a pen pal from somewhere? Or, when you guys come down for motion conference and those conferences and you're meeting kids, have them, get someone's address, or, and then, not so much calling them or FaceTiming them, but like teach them how to actually write a letter, write in cursive, send it to their grandmother, or send it to an aunt or a family member. They'll be more than happy to get a letter because it's not something that's being done. So that I just, threw that out there. Anything with water in the backyard, whether you have a pool. Some people here in Texas, it's very hot here, so we have a lot of pools here. I don't have a pool, but we did a water balloon fight about 3 weeks ago. That was pretty hilarious. And my husband was the first casualty. And that was pretty fun. So, you can pick sides, have teams, whatever you need to do to, make it fun. If you don't have a pool, think outside of having a pool. What could we do that involves water when it's hot outside, and then let everybody have a popsicle, whether it's a sugar-free popsicle or, whatever nutritional thing your family has. Just relax, have some downtime, spray mosquito spray here, okay? Because I just got bit by 2 spiders. So spray repellent if you live in Texas. If you live somewhere else and they don't bother you, let me know where that is so I can move there. Let's see, stargaze, go outside. And my daughter even said the other day, she's never really just sat outside under under at nighttime and just look at the stars, count the stars with your kids, go camping in the backyard, put tents out there, let them camp out, where they're not away from home, but they think they're away from home. Let them, take a flashlight out there and, take their phones away. I'm a mom that loves to take phones away so, we can actually talk and have conversations. Make sure you have, buy one of those little small grills that they can learn to, if they're proper age. I keep saying proper age. We don't want to burn any of the kids or the parents who don't know how to grill. But the little ones you can get at Walmart or Academy where you can just grill hot dogs in the backyard, stick a tent out there and let them have a little bit of fun away from, they think they're away from the family members. They might end up coming back inside before the night is over, but most of the time they'll start outside. You can do fun things like science projects. Slime was a big thing here like 2 years ago. I don't really know what the kids are making now, but I just feel like everybody was trying to sell me slime at some point not too long ago. I mean, I had slime in every color, okay? And then it was duct tape bracelets and duct tape everything here. So find a science project that your kids like to do and do it. So that's why I said it's important to just talk to your kids, find out what they feel is fun, and then go on Pinterest or Google and find age appropriate things for your kids to do. It turned out really, really fun. Sometimes you don't know what your kids like until you really talk to them and you see them, playing sports and like, wow, I didn't know all that aggression was in you. Okay. So, and another thing that I've done with my girls, they're teenagers now, we had them, and when they were smaller, write a book. And I know this seems like a little bit tedious, and it can be very tedious, but ask them, something that concerns them. And this will be a good time with them losing friends, not being able to see their friends, their teachers. Ask them things that concern them and, journal that and have them illustrate a book with their feelings of what's going on, what they're feeling. So, a lot of kids suffer a lot of depression and sometimes they clam up, they don't talk about it, but they may enjoy journaling, they may enjoy drawing, they may enjoy just writing down their feelings. And if they're small enough, and if you have artistic kids, or whether or not I'm not artistic, you can help them illustrate a book, and then you can actually print the book out and save it for them, like put it in a time capsule for them so they can always have this moment to look back on. So that's something that they can do too. Karaoke night, family night, pajama night, movie night, have a bake off, a cookie bake off, popcorn, have a pizza contest. Check out the virtual zoos. They have virtual museums. A lot of the theaters now are not up and running, but they have a lot of things online that you can check out. Other locations like Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta, some of the shows that they have, like the Cirque du Soleil shows, are actually online for a nominal fee. So you can actually, bring it up on Google, which is where we found ours, is on YouTube. And you pay the fee, and then you can view the virtual Cirque du Soleil show. I found a good one that someone sent me was the Michael Jackson show that they did a few years ago. So that was pretty good. So you just gotta be inquisitive and find out what your family is used to, and then kind of prepare those things inside of your house. So it will take some creativity, you know, a lot of, and make things that you're doing, make them annual. Like we have an annual cookie bake off here where there's a lot of noise talking and trash talking in my house, and it's been going on for 10 years, and it gets larger and larger. We started off with 8 people baking. Now last year we're up to like 17 people baking. So they have a staggered time, and it's like a whole to-do thing. So do things with your family. That's an annual thing that your kids can look on, traditions that not only you're building, but you're building memories and fond memories for them. So I hope, within this, I've given you some kind of ideas of some things that you can do in and around your home. Not everything has to be done at home, maybe the park, but, very nominal fees associated with everything that I've told you here, probably under $20 for a whole family. So those are just some good things. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm being more than willing to put the little PDF that I have here. It's already up there. Greta's already put that in there. So you can refer back to that for time to come. And remember, Google is your friend and Pinterest is your bestest friend. Okay? That's really all I have, guys.
Love it. That was awesome. You're so creative. Like, how you picked out and figured out all these ideas. But it sounds like you've had a lot of these going on for, like, you've created your own family traditions for a while now.
Yeah, we started
use these
with 23 years ago, making some kind of family tradition, whether it was just a backyard barbecue or a camping or that family cookie bake off. It's like a really thing now. And I don't know if some of you guys have realized we did a home prom for my daughter here. And it was like tagged in the Ellen show and some other thing. And so my other three daughters were like, oh, are we going to get a home prom? And I was going, no. I want to pay for you to go to your prom because that was a whole lot of work. But she enjoyed it and it created a memory for her. We were thinking of, outside of the box, what can we do for her to have a prom and still be in the quarantine guidelines? So we pitched a tent outside, bought lights and decorated it as if it was her prom and invited the guy over that had face masks on and did the whole chauffeur, blindfolded her, had her hair and nails done. Our Britain here at First Church made her cupcakes and everything. So, you just got to think outside of the box. So
that is just so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Does anybody have any questions before we sign off?
I see that Samantha said that the
Okay, Samantha, I'll unmute you. Since we're such a small group, I'll unmute you so you can talk. There you go.
Hi.
Hey, Samantha.
My son is here. He's going to help me out. But I've got two littles, 6 and 1.
Okay.
And I am just looking on my hunt for a new devotion. I wondered if you had any good suggestions.
Right on the top of my head, I don't. But if I can get your information, I'll send you something. I didn't come prepared, but I do have something. I also have a friend who illustrates children's books, and she has some children's devotions that are really, really good.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, tag you or get your information and then send you her link. Because she does do like a journal for like 1 year, 1 to 3, and then I think it's like from 3 to 6 or something like that you can follow along. And it's like illustrated and they can write in there or finger paint and stuff. It's really cute.
Oh, fun. Yes, I love that. Thank you.
Yes, I sure will. No problem. They're still up. Oh my goodness. You're the one in Canada?
I am, yes.
Oh, okay, so it's not that late there.
2 hours behind you,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they're still moving about like they are full of energy.
They sure are.
Yeah.
They come 8 o'clock, it is bedtime, and they go to sleep.
I see them. They're all around. So yeah, mommy. Fun times. Enjoy the very precious moments. I'm glad mine are over that stage because we literally had, them 2 years. The last 3 were 2 years apart.
Oh, wow.
And all girls. So crazy time in my house. Okay. So and I was a stay-at-home mom, so I had to like entertain all the different age groups, all the time, all the attitudes, and I'm glad we're over that.
Oh, we have our 6-year-old is a little girl, and there is so much sass, and I just keep thinking like, oh my word, I'm glad the second was a boy.
Yeah, it only gets worse, honestly. It doesn't get any better. They just take new things and they get their head swirling and all kind of things. So it only gets worse, mama. But you stay hard on that and they'll be fine. They know who the boss is.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you for your question, Samantha. Joanne, would you be comfortable sharing your email address or something?
Yes,
So
I'll put it here. And then if you send me an email with your information, I will definitely send you her link. And then I'll put my cell phone number in here just in case I forget. And then if you send it to me, I will definitely send it back to you.
Perfect. I'll put that in my email right now.
So there's my information. And you guys have if you want a copy of the PDF, if you can't get it from here, I'll email you that as well.
Perfect. Awesome. Any other questions? I think there's been a couple people come in and out of the room. I don't know if they're having problems connecting, but they're coming in and then I don't know if they're disconnecting or something, but does Mira, do you have any questions before we sign off for the night? I guess not. I think we're good.
Well, perfect. Thank you guys for coming in and listening. We appreciate it. We hope you have found something that you can take, with you and do and become a tradition for your family. And thanks so much for having us.
Yes, and we will see you guys next time. Don't forget to connect with us online, and we'll stay connected with you guys. Have a great weekend. See you later.